What's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, the Tutorial Boss Guapo, and with me is the man who looked Paul Heyman in the eye and said, why don't we call it Extreme Championship Wrestling? Mike Caldwell. Mike, what's happening, brother?
Oh, man. It's a blessing every time we get to come in together over here.
Absolutely. Now, I have to take just a moment because my computer does not have everything up that I needed to have up. So I've got to pull something up here. Ah, there we are. Now I can see all the chat. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
J-Reb in the chat. Glad to see you, brother. Glad you could make it. Before we get started too awful far, I do need to go ahead and throw out a few thank yous. We want to start by thanking Ross and the boys from Labor 12 for our intro-outro music. Track's called Head Rush, album's called Monsters. It's banger after banger after banger after banger. And we're working on album number 2. So
I am beyond ready.
I am too. These guys rock it every chance they get, and I, for one, am excited to see it. We've got Janine Wade in the chat. What's happening, Janine? Glad you could join us. Want to say thank you to Joe and American Legacy for the Not Your Average merch. We got hats, we got bandanas, we got beanies, we got skull caps, got all sorts of cool stuff.
T-shirts.
T-shirts are great. Want to thank J-Reb's 3D printing. Do you see this little piece of awesome right here that's doing all the glowy stuff? That is a J-Reb original. My boy Cameron hooked us up. So if you have any kind of logo or just something you'd like to see in a light box like this, J-Reb's got you taken care of. Check out my boy Cameron, jrebs3dprinting.com. Thank you to Blind Ambition Studios for all our awesome graphics. Thank you to WrestlingSociety.com for including us in their podcast room. And, of course, a big thank you to the one that makes everything work, the one, the only, the guy. Patrick, appreciate everything you do. And you may be thinking to yourself, what is it that Patrick does? Everything. You need pictures? He's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
You need tech support? He's the guy. You need video streaming for an awesome podcast? He's the guy. That's why we call him the guy.
Need a commercial?
He's the guy. Some of the things he's done, of course, is our website, www.notyouraveragemark.com. Go check it out.
We don't just yet, but I know a guy.
I know a guy that can make that, not the guy, but a guy.
Yes.
That can make that happen. Janine asking in the chat, do you do bumper stickers? I bet we could. You know what? I will look into that immediately, if not sooner. But Patrick takes care of our website. He takes care of the BCW Pro Wrestling website as well. Does an awesome job with that. And he's put together our newest feature, which, of course, is our Discord. If you haven't been there, if you haven't checked it out, what are you waiting for? Go to any of our socials, look in the About section. There's a link. We do watch-alongs for Raw. We do watch-alongs for SmackDown. We'll be doing a watch-along for Night of Champions. All the PLEs. We've done one for NXT. Hell, we've even done one for the Clown Show, just to say that we did one for the Clown Show. And the only good thing that came out of that one
was the talkie talk.
Was I got to hear Mark Briscoe say we will have a talkie talk. And I use that daily. So, Patrick, thank you for everything you do for the podcast. It's awesome. Appreciate you so much.
Well, before we get any further, let's talk about one thing.
Let's talk about it.
All right. We want to say thank you to the people that are actually active in this chat.
Absolutely. We've got Aaron Marie. We've got Janine Wade. We've got my boy Cameron. I mean, you guys are here every single time, and it means the world to all of us here at Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast that you guys show up and you give us this platform to do this. So big thank you to you guys as well.
But we also want to thank the lurkers, the ones that are sitting back there, don't really know what to say or just don't choose not to say it. We know you're there. Thank y'all very much for being here.
Yes, thank you for showing up. And by all means, feel free to jump into the chat. Like, we love talking to everybody. And unless you're going to say Tony Khan is not a clown, we like all kinds of comments.
Well,
shall we talk?
Let's talk about some wrestling.
Let's talk about it. I say that way too often. So SmackDown surprised me with the start. I was not expecting Cody and Gunther to be the opener.
No, not at
I
all.
thought that was going to be the main.
Well, they said that match was going to be commercial free.
Fair.
So I guess it was a good thing that it did get brought up on the first. But having that as the first match kind of sets the tone for the entire night.
That's what I was just about to say. Having been on the other side of the TV
Mm-hmm.
as it pertains to wrestling, you want to start your show hot. You want to set the tone with your first match. And this did a great job of that.
You know what they did? Wrestling.
Yes, this was wrestling at its finest. Now, a couple of things I liked about this. Of course, Sami Zayn is the special guest referee in this.
Mm-hmm.
The handshake. It looks Gunther in the face and says, I'm going to call this right down the middle. You need to understand that. Gunther's like, yeah. So he shook Gunther's hand. Cody comes in the ring. I'm calling it down the middle. Shakes Cody's hand. That's a good look. Like, I like what they did there. Like, they made Sami look really good with that. And he did it. He actually did a good job of calling it down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of questionable times that things happened, but for the most part, he called it right down the middle, much to the aggravation of one Gunther.
Yes. But we almost had the same scenario that happened in France.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther's foot was underneath the bottom rope. Sami caught it.
Sami did catch it.
So
Gunther got mad a couple of times because it was a 2 count. He thought it should have been a 3 count. I do believe the exact phrasing was, you'll count when I tell you to count.
the sleeper hold, whenever Cody reached the ropes and Sami didn't want to wanted to try to keep this match because the stakes were high.
It is a very high stakes match.
So instead of saying, Gunther, I'm going to disqualify you, get off Cody, he got to 4, and instead of getting to 5, he went ahead and forced his way in there and fish hooked Gunther to get him off of it.
Which did not end as well as it could have.
No, absolutely not.
And all of this leading to Sami Zayn catching a power bomb from Gunther. Now, everybody I've talked to that's watched this says Gunther should have been disqualified for the power bomb. But I have to play devil's advocate here. If Gunther should have been disqualified for the power bomb, should not have Cody been disqualified earlier in the match for pushing Sami Zayn?
Yes.
Like, there were potential disqualifications all through this thing.
But like I said, the stakes were high and the referee has their discretion. So he let those things slide. But what he didn't let slide was whenever Gunther had the rope,
Mm-hmm.
he kicked Gunther's hand. Gunther fell backwards. 1, 2, 3, and it was a super fast count.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Well, I mean, after a power bomb, I could see it.
I mean, he's telling a really good story with his character right now. And it's like he wants to do good. He wants to do all of these good things. And he firmly believes that he is this guy. And the best villains in the world are the ones that think that they're the good guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, needless to say, Gunther was unhappy with the result of this match. And even Cody's like, Sami, you can't do the fast count. They get to the back, and Gunther's going off on Nick Aldis, and Nick Aldis is like, you pick the ref. This is not on me. This is on you. You pick the ref. Don't be coming here yelling at me. And then Sami comes up, and they start getting into it, and Cody starts talking. Says, no. We're going to end this, and we're going to do it right. We're going to make things correct here. Restart the match. Give us a ref, restart the match. To which Sami said, absolutely not. And then gets thrown into a table, and let's restart the match. I thought the restarting of the match, it was unexpected, but it's fun. Like, when's the last time you saw a match restarted? on
It's
Raw
been
or
years.
SmackDown.
Years.
Yep.
And this was good. Like I said, this was wrestling.
Yes.
That they reached out and did this, and that whole crowd fit right in the palm of their hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And the second pin on this took all like 2 minutes.
Well, we didn't get a pin.
Well, that's true. We got Sami Zayn come through with a kick.
Yeah, there's a haluva kick.
Mm-hmm. But what this did was it was the perfect way to set up the triple threat for Night of Champions.
Yes.
This was wrestling. This was storytelling. This was good all the way around.
So here's another question for you.
Okay.
How long has it been since you've seen a setup for a triple threat match that made this much sense?
Oh, it's been forever.
WrestleMania last year. Roman Seth Punk.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that one. I'll agree with that. So we move from that right into a tag team championship match. Damian Priest and R-Truth, the whole damn truth, as I like to call him, versus the Tongans. Do you call them MFTs when they don't have Solo? Or are they just the Tongans? I'm going to go with the Tongans. I've been calling them the MFTs, the Tongans anyway. This is a good match, and it was good pops for R-Truth, which he needs all of those he can get, because as much as it pains me in my heart to say it, I feel like R-Truth is going to succeed in what he's trying to do with getting Royce Keys and Damian Priest on the same page. And then something's going to happen to Truth, and that's going to be the end of Truth. He's going to be done.
Swan song.
Swan song, exactly. And it hurts me in my heart to even think those things. Because I love me some R-Truth. This one was more story than it was a match, though, I think.
Oh, yeah. It was a really good match, though.
No, the match was great, but I think the story aspect of it, with the Tongans telling Solo, hey, your family business is starting to mess with our family business, so you stay back here. Because the bloodline is not our problem. Those tag team championships are. So you stay here. And we have the match, and it's a really good match. And in the end, Solo comes out. And they're trying to figure out, what are you doing at? Tala Tonga's like, why are you here? We told you to stay in the back. Now, the thing that gets me with this and the story moving forward is he comes out. Not only does he come out, but he takes a hit. He moves Tala Tonga out of the way and takes a shot, takes a bump. Only to have the Tongans lose the match and then turn around and turn their backs on him and walk to the back, leaving Solo there by himself.
Sounds to me like some good storytelling.
I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there live and on the podcast. This is where I think we're going. I think the Tongans are going to leave Solo. Jacob's, I think we're going to get one more time of Jacob talking to Solo, telling him time's running out. And then Solo's finally going to make the decision to go to Raw and talk to Roman. Only to find out that the Tongans have already done that. And that leaves Solo high and dry by himself. Now the sympathetic face.
He's going to have to do a lot more than just get his back turned on to be a babyface. There's some work that's going to have to be done to get him there.
And I agree with that. And some of that work for me is going to include the fact that who's some of the people that he's done bad by. LA Knight. So he makes things right with LA Knight, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's see, who's got a big problem with CM Punk has a big problem with Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins has a big problem with Roman Reigns. The whole cast of characters that have a problem with Roman Reigns. And I like where J-Reb's going with this. By himself with Jacob. Jacob turns. Hadn't thought about that. I think Jimmy's going to turn. I think Jimmy's going to decide that Roman hasn't changed at all like he said he was going to. And we get a Jimmy
I feel like Jacob is the secret weapon of Roman Reigns at this moment in time. And that's why he is getting gift bombed.
Mhm.
That's why he is getting pretty much, you're seeing a lot of things that Roman hasn't done with any other family member at all.
Fair. You know what I would love to see going down that same thought process? He's doing all of this stuff for Jacob that he never did for Jay.
Mhm.
And you saw the look on Jay's face whenever Jacob got the Ulafala
Yes.
or the Falalala, as LA Knight likes to call it. Or the
Ufalapa.
Yeah, Ufalafa. So I would not mind if Jay is the one that made the turn. But somebody in the family is going to turn and go to Solo. And it wouldn't, what if it were the brothers? You get Jay, Jimmy, and Solo together. Just saying. There's so many different ways we could go with this. And I love that about WWE programming right now. But know another thing I love about WWE programming? Carmelo Hayes versus Ricky Saints. This match wore me out, and I wasn't even in the damn match.
Fair enough.
Like, this was very physical, and I love everything about that because the chemistry between these two is next tier. And it's crazy to me because before they had their first match in a WWE ring, they had never wrestled together. So for them to have never worked each other and have the kind of chemistry that they have. As somebody who's been in the business for a minute, how often have you seen that? Two people that have never worked each other just have the kind of chemistry you're seeing between Melo and Ricky Saints.
It happens more often than you would think, but it also it's a strange situation.
Sounds good, Cameron. We'll talk about it then.
But you get, I mean, you get people that just throw these matches together at some point, and then they go, "Oh wow, that was something."
True.
You know, if you're looking on a local standpoint, you're looking at like Jesse James and Justin Taylor.
Okay, I'll give you that one. There was definitely some good chemistry there. I don't know. I like this. And they think on the fly, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The whole turnbuckle cover pull off. I 100% think that was accidental. I don't think that was supposed to happen.
Well,
but they played it well.
If it was an accident, we had the people in Gorilla going, "Ooh, that's a good idea. Hey, ref, don't put that turnbuckle back on.
This is the
we're
finish.
We're gonna tell them we changed the finish. This is what it is."
For those that have never had the curtain pulled back for them, yes, the people in Gorilla are talking to the referee in their earpiece, and the referee communicates to the wrestlers. There's your little behind the scenes. So Saints gets the win using the exposed turnbuckle, which I would like to say that Melo sold expertly. Like, he hit it and just crumpled, dead man. So
pretty much so. Which is, get hit in the head just right, and that's happens.
It. Yeah, there's a reset button. So we're going to end up with Ricky Saints going on to face Trick Williams at Night of Champions for the U.S. title. Because that's what this match was for. Brings me to Jey Uso versus Javon Evans, match of the night for me. Thought I was worn out after Hayes versus Saints. Holy hell.
These guys, I really enjoyed Jay's storytelling with this whole situation.
Hmm.
because he came out, he was the good guy. He was, I mean, both of them were baby faces, both of them were applying the rules and everything else. And then the shirt comes off. Jay sees the tape on the ribs. Jay goes, all right, it's time to get aggressive because I want this more than this guy wants this.
Which it's funny that you say it that way because Javon Evans, in earshot of the camera, says he don't want it like I want it. He don't want it like I want it. But then bad things happen after that.
Well, I know at one point, one of the spots that just was really interesting to me.
Mhm.
They were coming back from commercial,
Right.
and all we see is Javon Evans midair flying towards the timekeeper's table,
Mhm.
and Jay Uso saving him within an inch of his life because
Sure
he
did.
almost cleared him.
Yep, sure did. Yeah, the good Lord threw a Javon at him.
Yes, very much so.
It's funny that I say it that way. I used to have a joke. I don't remember what show it was, but it's when I lived in Fort Worth, so years and years ago. And my friend Chris and I are watching. I don't remember whether it was Raw or pay per view, which one it was, but we're watching it, and this match is happening with the Hardys, and I think it was the Dudley Boys. And just out of nowhere, you see Jeff Hardy fly across the camera. I was like, "Oh my goodness, Jesus threw a Hardy!" And my friend Chris lost it. Like he absolutely lost it. So I still that's exactly what I thought when I saw Javon Evans fly with the good Lord's throwing wrestlers again.
Yes.
So Jay ends up getting the win, of course. But both guys had the opportunity to shine in this match. And my opinion is that they both had the ability to shine the way they did because WWE gave them time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They gave time for the match to cook, time to tell the story,
Very much so.
which is something that for a period has been lacking.
Absolutely.
And not only WWE television, but NXT television, TNA television, clown show television,
Wrestling in general.
everything's go, 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 go. And the fact that they're allowing things to cook now makes me happy.
But also that does affiliate with the talent, what the talent's doing.
True.
And I'm going to tell you, whoever has been in Javon Evans' ear is very, very special.
Yeah.
Because Javon Evans, being as young as he is,
21.
And he acts like he's been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah. Which means he started when he was 6.
But put it into perspective, he's doing things that, whenever I started wrestling, there wasn't really much rhyme or reason for the things that we're doing. It was spots for the sake of spots.
Right.
And, I could be the first to admit that, I didn't know exactly what the hell I was doing. And after a few years, several matches, getting in the ring with vets and everything else, that's when I started to pick up on the little things.
I was about to say, after several years and matches with vets, still didn't know what you were doing, but the crowd didn't know that.
You can't give away all my secrets, man.
My bad. I think we had pulled the curtain back.
But no, the little things that Javon is doing is really, really good.
Well, the thing that gets me about Javon is he works the crowd. He sells like crazy sells.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does these moves that just leave you going, holy hell.
Where did that come from?
Exactly. The thing that got me though, given everything that's been going on with Jay Uso, he's a cage tiger looking dude, pissed off all the time.
He is There's a word for it. I can't think of it. I can't think of it right this second.
He's all the ADEDs right now. Aggravated, frustrated, agitated.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of this match, he raised Javon's hand in a show of respect.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a joke about it on the watch along and said, no, now all we need is him to pick up Javon's hand. And honestly, it was a joke, but he did it. And I think that was the move. That's the way that should have happened. Because he's now put his seal of approval on Javon Evans. And I think, to me, in the business, that means something. Going back to something you said, that's like Justin Taylor holding up Jesse James's hand in a show of respect. A veteran like Justin doing that puts a seal of approval on Jesse James, and that means something in this business.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very happy with it.
Well, you want to talk about another thing? Let's talk about a little backstage segment.
Maybe a little bit. You don't know.
We had a backstage segment. We had Charlotte Flair getting ready for her match.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get the Cargill twins or triplets.
Yes.
Charlotte has lost her rabbit ass mind.
Yes, she has.
Okay. One, you have no backup whatsoever. And you're going to go ahead and talk to somebody the way she talked to Jade Cargill.
Mm-hmm.
And then had a 4-foot blinder from her neck up and turned their back on her. That was not very intelligent.
Well, and she found that out as soon as she got attacked and got her knee took out.
Mm-hmm.
And still managed to walk down. She still gonna have this match. Even after the trainers told her not to do it, Aldis said this is not a good idea. No, she's walking down there. She's gonna have this match.
Mm-hmm.
Which to me, having her come out the way she did made her look strong.
It made her look bullheaded.
No, she was bullheaded. It made her look strong. To somebody that's just a random fan watching, it's, man, she got jumped and she's still coming to the ring.
Well, you do have a point on that. You know, she went out there against everybody's recommendation.
Yes.
But that's very stubborn and not very smart of her.
Agreed. Now, stubborn and bullheaded or not, this was a good match. It made Charlotte look like the I have to do this, no quit babyface.
Mm-hmm.
Which in turn made Liv look strong.
Right. Well, that's one of the things with being a babyface. Sympathy is not necessarily what a babyface needs to get over.
True.
Struggle is.
Baby in peril.
So, for instance, you have a guy that's you're driving down the highway, you look over, you see a guy with his hood up, and he's just kind of standing there. You go, oh, sucks to be him.
Yeah.
And keep going. But if you see that same guy, instead of his hood up and standing around, he's pushing that car to the gas station.
I get what you're saying.
You're gonna do what you can to get behind this guy. You're gonna say, you know what, that guy's got it. So you're gonna get out and try to help that guy.
J-Reb made a valid point that I don't think either one of us have thought about. Charlotte snatched that wig and Jade's getting her payback.
You're not wrong. Not wrong.
I'm not even gonna get into. I'm not even gonna get. Okay, I'm gonna get into it a little bit. I got so aggravated last week in watching, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and all the people that everything that happened on the show, all they wanted to talk about was Jade Cargill's wig. Like there were people that put a picture of her and R-Truth next to each other, her without her wig. And then there were people that are like, well, why is she wearing a wig? Are there people out there that really think she comes out with the pixie cut one week and hair down to her ass the next week, and that's just natural? That just happens like that?
Yeah.
Like,
Obviously.
ugh, fucking people, earthlings, I swear. Looking over at the chat, Erin Marie saying, Abby says hi and good night. Abby, good night. Sleep good. Thank you for being here. Yes, there are. Unfortunately, that's true. So Charlotte tapping at the end of this match, surprise for me. Like, she doesn't tap often and not for very many people. So the fact that it was a clean tap, it wasn't a pass out, it wasn't a questionable anything, it was a clean tap. I was pleasantly surprised with it.
We had a lot of clean finishes
We did.
on SmackDown.
Yes.
And that
everybody except Ricky Saints.
Well, you had a clear-cut winner and a clear-cut loser.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Did they give Carmelo an out? Yes, they did. But it still was a, this person won, and in a way that you can't doubt that that's the winner.
Fair, very fair.
Which is something that we haven't been getting a lot of lately in WWE.
So I'm glad you said that. And chat, feel free to give your opinion on this as well. I believe it was Karrion Kross who said recently in an interview that you can, him especially having worked for him, you can tell when something is a Triple H product and when something is a product that Triple H was given that he has to make work.
Mm-hmm.
This was a Triple H product.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Very much so.
It wasn't TKO saying, do this, do this, do this, and him having to work his magic around it. I think this was a true Triple H product in it. And you could tell by how good it was. Like, it was a good SmackDown. It was very story driven. And me personally, I give it an A+.
I'll see your A+, and I'll think about raising it.
Okay, think about that. That is going to bring us to Monday Night Raw live from the O2 Center in London. London loves them some Obafemi.
Yes, they did.
Like, it was pretty apparent that they have a favorite. Sorry, my phone's ringing. You'd think people would know I'm doing a podcast right now. I will say my favorite part of the whole thing, the whole intro, once he gets to the ring, is like, London, you guys are great. I'd love to listen to you chant my name all night, and they go back to chanting. And I popped and laughed and thought it was great when he's like, all right, settle down. And the crowd died down. I thought it was great.
Well, we go back. If you go back to the week before he faced Dom, what did he tell Dom?
He said that Rey Mysterio is your father, but next Monday Next Monday I'm gonna introduce you to your daddy.
That kind of energy is what he has.
Yeah,
that was all right. Settle down. It was a dad getting on to the kids for doing too much.
When my wife talks like that, she calls it her teacher voice.
But he has that authority.
He does. He has a commanding presence.
Yes.
Now, since we're talking about things he said and the way he delivers what he's saying, his mic skills off the charts. Now, it's no secret, like you've said it to me, that Paul Heyman is working very hard with him.
Mm-hmm.
Not, I'm the Oracle, I'm the whatever.
No, the mentor Paul.
The mentor Paul Heyman has been working with Oba, and his deliveries and the way he executes what he's saying, spot on, and I love everything about it. He speaks very believably.
Yeah, he has emotion in his voice. and it does not feel like he's reciting something that somebody wrote down for him.
Exactly. Of course, Jey Uso comes out and he's like, "You're underestimating me. You're writing me off. You know what? That's cool. They wrote me off when I won the Royal Rumble. They wrote me off when I won the championship. They're writing me off right now because they said I can't beat you. Well, guess what? This is your warning shot." Which, again, no warning shot. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But Oba's response, I'm going to assume, if that's my warning shot, I'm going to assume you're shooting for real. So you better not miss, because if you do, I will destroy you. And if you don't, I will destroy you, because you are not the family member I'm concerned with. And that look, like it looked like he just took his hand and backhanded Jey when he said that.
Yeah. Jey was upset about that. I think for a shoot, he was upset about that line.
Oh, yeah. And then said straight up, take your stupid shots and your stupid bullets and deliver them to your cousin, courtesy of the ruler, Obafemi. I was like, damn. Now, one more time with the curtain pulls. I guess we're curtain jerking tonight. Look it up. Did you notice that Jey, when he's looking at Oba and he thought the camera had moved, Jay's like, good job. Like, I like that Jey is helping support people. Maybe not in character, like with the storylines, but like the thing he did with Javon Evans and under his breath telling Oba, good job.
Crash out is the word I was looking for.
Crash out.
He is crash out Jey Uso.
Crash out Jey. Yes. Speaking of crash outs. So we had a women's tag team title match, which put the champions Brie Bella and Paige up against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Damn.
Yes. Bayley, okay. The fact that we have Brie Bella and we have Paige in there that are veterans of this business.
Mm-hmm. Hall of Famer. Brie Bella.
Brie Bella, Hall of Famer. And Paige, who grew up, she literally, she was still in her mother's womb and was in the ring.
Yes.
Taking
so bumps by proxy.
Yes, absolutely. Bayley was the ring general that made all this work.
100%. And I've said it 100 times on this podcast, and I'll continue to say it every opportunity I get. Bayley elevates anybody she's in the ring with, whether it's a teammate or an opponent. She elevates the person she's in the ring with every time. And Lyra and Bayley both did a good job of holding the pace in this match, keeping the match going, selling when they need to, and putting over the champs, and then laying into the champs. Like they did a good job of keeping the pace in this. In the end, of course, Lyra does, Lyra tries to do Paige's move on her and ends up taking a rampage. 1, 2, 3 matches over. And then Lyra lost her pea-picking Irish mind.
Very much so.
She went absolutely ape shit on Bayley. Just beat her down. And when she threw Bayley to the ropes, first off, it looked brutal. It looked like I was getting Enzo Amore vibes off of that.
Yeah, for sure. That was like, ooh.
Like, for those that haven't seen it, look up, what was that dude's name? The vaudeville guy.
I can't remember.
Anyway, look up Vaudevillian versus Enzo Amore and watch him slide under the rope and his head snap back. He was concussed at that point. And this reminded me a whole lot of that. Aiden something.
English.
Yeah, Aiden English versus Enzo Amore. Go look that up after the podcast.
I do believe it was a tag match.
It may have been. But she does. She goes nuts. People are coming in trying to hold her back. Jessica Carr's in there. Yeah, all sorts of people holding her back. And then she goes after Bailey again and just wears Bailey out. And then gets out of the ring and she's like, don't touch me. And her face tells a story. And it's so rare that we get people that can do that now. Her face told the story of, I'm angry, I'm confused, I'm losing my shit. So I feel like this is a good way to do her heel turn, because the tag team itself losing traction. Like people are not really feeling the tag team anymore. So this was a good way to turn Lyra heel, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And from somebody who again finds himself on the other side of that television from time to time, the not talking to anyone after, the no comment stuff, perfect sell from both of them, from Lyra and Bailey.
Yeah.
Perfect sell.
Because now we want to know more.
Yeah.
Now we want to know what what's going through their head. And we're not getting what we want, and we want it right now.
You get the, what the hell, Lyra? What are you doing? And you get the, Bailey, what are you going to do about this? Like, you are now, because they didn't say anything, you are now more invested in what's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I dig it. I think it's absolutely great. We go from that into a Chad Gable promo. And Chad Gable, I like what he's doing. Like, a lot of people are calling it the Chad Gable apology tour, which, I mean, okay. He apologized to Dragon Lee. He apologized to Penta. He apologized to Ray. But there was somebody else he needed to apologize to, and he called them out. And I honestly did not think Maxine was going to come out with Alpha Academy. I thought we were just going to get Otis and Giselle. So I was pleasantly surprised when she came out first. Chad Gable, like, he pulls at the heartstrings a little bit. Like I felt his apology was very heartfelt,
sincere.
I mean, very sincere. I'm not gonna lie, I got some R-Truth vibes off of the way he put it. Like, I half expect him to go, "That's my bad. That's on me. My bad." Like, yes, I like R-Truth, but it did seem very sincere, to the point that it may have just been Cell, I don't know, but to the point that he and Otis both looked like they were about to be in tears when he's talking about, right after my daughters were born, you held them, like the day after.
Mm-hmm.
And they both looked like they were almost in tears on that. So did I think Maxine was going to, since she came out, did I think she was going to have the apology? No. I figured she'd have something to say. But the way she put Chad in his place, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was good.
She's been working on her promo skills too.
Yes, she has. Now, you mentioned something to me before we started the show. Otis.
Mm-hmm.
Believe your phrasing was he looked like a kicked dog.
Yes.
And the thing about that is he had that same look when he was with Chad. Whenever Chad was slapping him all the time and telling him he wasn't worth it and telling him he was a failure, all of that, he had that same look. But now it's Maxine that's causing that look. So I'm interested to see where they play the psychology in that. I think it's gonna be cool. And when you get the inevitable Chad Gable and Otis hug, it's gonna be Pop City.
That is going to be the loudest pop of the night, regardless of whatever else is happening on the show.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. It really is. And I think they're setting that up perfectly. So let's talk about Dragon Lee and Ethan Page. I am slowly but surely more and more becoming an Ethan Page fan. Like, he was already good. Like, I'm not real keen on I get it. That's his thing. All ego.
I'll have to show you something later on that, but continue.
This particular match was exactly what I hoped it would be. It was high flying and it was very entertaining. The big thing for me on this, though, and you having been in the business as long as you have, I really want your opinion on this, is that Dragon Lee's Tornado DDT This was the perfect example of the sell making the move.
Absolutely.
Because when he did that, Ethan Page sold it as dead.
How dead?
Dead.
Wow.
Like dead. Like, and it was that sell that made that move look as good as it did.
Yes, absolutely. When you get somebody in there and you're going 90 miles to nothing and you're doing move after move after move after move after move, and you're not letting anything register, you're not selling anything, you're just doing the bumps and jumping back up and keeping going, you are putting no feeling whatsoever into what you're doing.
Talking to you, Braun Breaker. I'm not really. He was talking to you.
What, are you scared?
Tell you what, from right here, I'll tell Braun Breaker anything I want to. In front of him, no. Just call me Smokey. When he come around, I'll shut up. When he leave, I'll be talking shit again.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Okay, so let me get away from that for a minute. Yeah, you'll have to show me about that thing. But Dragon Lee, like, he does moves that are just like, maybe not to the level of Javon Evans, but he still does moves that are just like, wow. A perfect example of that is suicide dive that almost landed him in the crowd with no Jey Uso to catch him. Like, that was awesome. Like, and it had the whole crowd going nuts. I like the fact that they put these two together. Now, I will say this about Ethan Page, because I hadn't seen a whole lot of what he did before he came to the main roster. I've gone back and I've watched some of his stuff in TNA and I've watched some of his stuff at NXT, and I'm slowly building a catalog of things that he's done. I think putting him with the likes of Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee and Penta is great, because that dude is stout. So taking people on that he can throw around when he needs to and sell to when he needs to, genius.
Very much so.
And then putting him with Rusev in case there's a match where it's a little guy and a big guy. Now you got Rusev take care of the big guy. Like, I love the way they're using Ethan Page.
And I love the way that Ethan Page is using Rusev.
Yes.
He is manipulating him, and it is so great.
So I'm going to throw this out there. Let me preface this with, this is 100% fantasy booking. This is not happening. I've heard no stories about it. 100% fantasy booking here. But could you imagine MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, Royal Rumble 2028? The music starts. MJF comes out. Doesn't do anything except dump Cody, his mentor. Doesn't care what happens after that. He just wanted to dump Cody. Put him in a series with Cody, a little program with Cody, then put him in a little program with Punk, greatest hits kind of thing. But then he becomes the mentor. Can you imagine MJF as a mentor to All Ego Ethan Page?
I feel like at this point in time, or at that point in time, having that much more experience underneath his belt, I believe that it would be more equals than that.
Okay, we'll go with that. Tag team of MJF and All Ego Ethan Page. I'd be here for it. I'd be all in for that. Another thing I was all into, Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight. Yeah. I love the way this one got set up earlier in the night. It was funny as hell. Having Jimmy walk up and start talking trash to LA Knight, and Adam Pearce is there. Whoa, don't do this. And he's like, LA Knight said, shut up. Who you telling to shut up? I'm telling you to shut up. Like, it was funny. And then he's like, well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight tonight. What do you think about that? And I don't know how many of you have seen Hamilton, but Jay had that David Diggs, Thomas Jefferson thing going on. And I liked it. It was funny. Jimmy. Yeah. So LA Knight's like, no, I got a better idea. Why don't we have LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso tonight right here in London? And he's like, that's what I just said. Yeah, but I don't care what you just said. Ain't nobody listening to you. Now, do you want to do this or not? And it was 2 syllables away in my head from hearing, it doesn't matter what you want to say. That's all I heard in my head.
Very much
So I dug that whole setup. And very quickly, Adam Pearce looked like maybe he needed a drink. Like, I feel like that there needs to be an Adam Pearce shirt says, I need a drink.
WWEshop.com. Cheap plug.
No. They don't have that shirt yet. At NotYourAverageMark.com.
Guy, are you paying attention to that?
Yeah, clip that. That way, trademark. That way, Trips can't say shit. So here's what I loved about this match. Not just that it had LA Knight in it, because I'm a big LA Knight fan. But I like that they kept this having a personal feel as opposed to just a match. It had that personal issue.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like, it felt like a fight. Because, stop and think about it for a minute. Every other match we saw, we've had King of the Ring. Yeah.
King of the Ring qualifiers.
We've had title matches. We've had all sorts of these different matches for different things. This one didn't have no belt. This one didn't qualify for anything. This one wasn't going to get you an opportunity somewhere else to do something else. This was 2 guys selling a beef in the ring. And I don't think you get enough of that.
Personal issues draw money.
Personal issues draw money. Aaron Marie in the chat saying, looks like LA is turning heel. I don't know. It's a possibility. I'm not sure where they're going with LA Knight just yet. Because doing what he's doing, it sounds like he's turning heel, but at the same time, he's against the bloodline, which makes him not heel. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with him.
One of the things I really love about, we had Solo show up.
Which was kind of expected.
It was. Solo gives Jimmy the spike.
Mm-hmm.
Looks over at LA Knight and says, "You're welcome," and leaves.
Which, when is the last? Normally, it's now get him. It's stick around for the finish. No, he's like, "You're welcome, deuces." And the conflict on LA Knight's face.
That's where I was going.
Go to him.
He didn't know how to feel about the situation because he was like, okay, this is my match. I'm doing all this. And then this guy that just cost me my match for the King of the Ring qualifier just came out, gave his own brother something. And then now, well, I guess I better take advantage of the opportunity because if it was the shoe was on the other foot, they'd have taken advantage of me.
Uh-huh.
Gives him the blunt force trauma. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. LA Knight wins. Yeah.
There we have it. Another decisive win.
Yep. And then we get to the I don't know if I'd call it match of the night, but it'd be damn close. The Vision versus the Street Profits for tag team titles. Holy hell, Damian Blood's in the match. He's in the chat. What's up, Damian? Glad you could be here. That's a BCW champion.
He's the Southwest Legacy champion.
That's right. BCW Texas Southwest Legacy champion.
Mr.
Damian
Blood, Mr. Blood, if you're nasty.
Okay. I ain't never that nasty, so don't worry about it. D, glad you could be here, man. Vision versus Street Pop. This match was fire, start to finish. Through the curtain to the credits. This was fire. The whole thing. I love that WWE is giving matches like this one, and we talked about this on SmackDown as well. giving matches like this time to cook, time to tell the story, time to let things happen, time to sell. Where it's not just move after move after move. Like so, and this was another good example of that.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got 4 guys in the ring in Dawkins, Tez, Theory, and Braun Breaker. All of these guys extremely athletic. So you already know this is going to be a great match. Like there's no way it's not going to be a great match. And they delivered on it. Like they did an amazing job of putting each other over. Now, of course, we get Logan Paul come out, which it's about time. Like I wondered how long it was going to be before they put a mic in his hand and let him come back. Because even if he can't wrestle, you're not going to go wrong putting a mic in Logan Paul's hand.
No, because he's continuously getting heat.
Yes, and it's the right kind of heat.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes out, and let's talk about the refs for a second. I don't know why it is. I can't explain it, but I am so behind the refs, regardless of which ref it is, throwing people out. The whole, you're out of here. Every time it happens, I think about Leslie Nielsen from The Naked Gun. Every time I see it, I picture him doing a little dance and then throwing them out. And it cracks me up. And then to watch the execution, you're out of here. And then the blow up that inevitably happens after getting thrown out. Whether it's JC Jane or Logan Paul or Becky, whoever it is, getting thrown out, just has this massive blow up. And I love it.
Nobody can throw a fit like Logan Paul could throw a fit.
That's very true. And I can tell by the LMAO I got in the chat that J-Rev knows exactly what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But I do. I love every bit of this, and you're exactly right. Nobody throws a fit like Logan Paul throws a fit. And we got to see that, and that made it even better. Tez and Dawkins looking better than ever. I like that we're doing something with Street Profits again. I know there for a little while, Tez was hurt, couldn't do anything, and then Dawkins was hurt, couldn't do anything, and then Tez is going to be gone for a little bit because we can have a baby. And, you know, there's been some things. So I'm glad that we're back to a point where we're doing something with the Street Profits because they're a great team. And going into this match, 1-time NXT champions, 3-time WWE tag team champions. So I was glad to see them here. Seth freaking Rollins. After Logan Paul comes out again, which he's already been thrown out, but he comes back trying to pass off the brass knucks. Seth comes out.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Before Seth comes out, somebody, I don't know who it was. It may have been green shirt guy. May have been somebody in row C, seat 43. I don't know who it was. Somebody said his name because he appeared. Who appeared? Joe Hendry appeared. He shows up and chases Logan Paul through the crowd and out and away. And then here comes Seth freaking Rollins. And he makes his presence known with Austin Theory. And Braun Breaker sees this and goes chasing him out into the crowd, which left poor Mr. Theory all by his onesies. So he gets the power bomb, he gets the splash from what had to have been like off the roof. Do you understand the height that Montez Ford gets when he does that?
Rob Van who?
Yeah, Rob Van so that's what we get. 1, 2, 3, and new tag team champions for the 4th time. Street Profits.
It was very well done.
It was, and we go to credits with the stare down between Braun Breaker standing by the ring, Seth Rollins in the crowd, and that is your go home to Night of Champions. It doesn't get any better than that.
So, funny deal. Seth come after the credits roll. Seth makes his way back down to ringside.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Braun Breaker tries to go make chase, and they ran into a 350-pound Obafemi.
No.
And Austin Theory got tossed like a shot put for his troubles.
Do you know what you call a 300-pound Nigerian wrestler?
Sir.
Sir. You call him sir. That's exactly what you call him. I was impressed with Raw. I'm going to give it a solid A. Like, I thought it was great. I do want to apologize to everybody that was expecting me at the watch along. I was celebrating the anniversary with my wife, who somehow, some way has managed to put up with me for 23 years. So we were out having dinner.
Very, very, very justified.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. But I did get the chance to watch Raw, and I was highly impressed. So that's leading us into tomorrow night, SmackDown. And then Saturday, we have Night of Champions. Now, I'm not going to call it Night of Champions. I'm going to call it Noon of Champions because it comes on at noon. Yeah, it's what you said. So we're not doing the watch along at noon because your boy's going to be at work. However, 7 p.m. Saturday evening, I will be doing a watch along of the replay. So if you don't get a chance to watch it early, if you do get a chance to watch it at noon and you want to watch it again, we'll be doing it. So let's talk about some predictions for Night of Champions. Not just predictions, but your prediction and why.
Okay.
I'm adding a little bit to it here. Not only do I want your opinion on, or your prediction on who's going to win, I want to know why. Damn, J-Reb's already there. Oba versus Jay. Brock helps give Jay the win, which sets up Oba versus Brock for SummerSlam. Jay doesn't go after Roman, but instead he goes after Cody. Jay beats Cody and gets the undisputed WWE Champion title and goes to Roman. So they're now on the same plane. Roman isn't above Jay, but an equal. I'm so proud right now.
Only problem with that, Roman told him, go to the King of the Ring. I need you on the other side of the table.
I need you on the other end of the table. But Roman has never shared a day in his damn life. So I don't think that, I like where you're going with that, Cameron. I do. I think that we're going to get to that. And we're going to get to the point where Jay goes to Roman to show they're now on the same plane. We're equals. But Roman's not going to quite agree with that.
You know you're on the other end of the table, but you still need to acknowledge me.
Yeah, you're at the foot of the table. I'm at the head of the table. Yeah, I think, and that's going to turn into a whole thing. He's not going to share the spotlight. I agree. But right now, I'm going to say right here in front of God and everybody and anybody watching and listening to the podcast, I'm so damn proud of Cameron right now. 2-3 years ago, he wasn't even watching wrestling. He started watching because of our podcast, which so happy that happened. And now look at it. Look at what he's doing. Booking it out. I love it. I love it.
So, where do you want to start?
Let's start with the United States Championship. Trick Willie with his lemon pepper steppers. Let's talk about it. Against Ricky Saints.
I think that Trick is going to win.
Okay.
And the reason why I think Trick is going to win is a couple of weeks ago, whenever he was out there trying to have promo time and got interrupted, he was in the middle of saying how much it hurt him to lose. And that he was in the middle of saying what he was going to do to get himself back to the part where he was a winner. He was deserving of that belt. So I feel like we're still in mid-story with Trick, and I think Ricky Saints is just a speed bump along the path.
I think Ricky Saints wins this match, but does not win the title because I think Carmelo Hayes gets involved in this match. I think we're mid-story with Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, and Ricky Saints.
That's still a possibility too.
That's what I think. So you got Trick Williams, I got Ricky Saints with the DQ win. That's where we're at on that one. Let's talk about the Women's United States Championship. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill.
I feel like Jade wins it. I feel like Jade wins it because that puts her in a title, having a title again.
I'm gonna pause you for just a second. Teresa saying Trick is basking in his recent marriage. Very true. Very, very true. Trick may be taking some time off. Honeymoon and all.
I feel bad if anybody steps out of line with that woman.
Sure. I know that's right. I wouldn't want to be the one. No, very good point, Teresa. Thank you for bringing that up. I didn't even think about that.
That is a good point.
Ricky Saints wins by DQ because of Melo interfering. Trick takes some time off because he's hurt. And he gets to have his honeymoon and then come back and whoop them Tricks.
Okay. And then they get to sit there and they get to talk about it and find out which one deserves it again.
Yeah. Which one of them
Which
means
we'd probably end up with a triple threat at
SummerSlam. So Jade Cargill wins because
Jade Cargill wins because she's Jade Cargill. She is a star. She belongs on the top of the game. And I believe it is time for Tiffy to move on to her new chapter with Chelsea Green.
I agree with that. The way I see that, I'm also going to go with Jade Cargill, but I want to explain how I see that happen.
Okay.
Jade Cargill's little goons are going to come out and try to interfere in the match. Chelsea's going to come out and fight them off. Chelsea's going to get beat down in the midst of fighting them off, but she's going to fight them off. Tiffy's going to go to help her. She's going to take a shot, get back in the ring, and Jade's going to take advantage and get the win. Because she went to save a 2-on-1 against Chelsea.
3-on.
No, it'd be 2-on-1. Jade's still going to be in the ring. They're going to be beating her down, and Tiff's going to have I feel like we get that spot where Tiff can either do this, let her get beat down and win the match. Like take the match right now, or go help her because she came out to save Tiff. I think we get that kind of storyline out of it.
Okay. I like it.
Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker steel cage match.
I feel like Braun wins this.
I feel like it's going to hurt to be Seth Rollins.
I feel like Braun Breaker wins this because Seth keeps talking about he needs to put the vision in his rearview mirror. And going against Braun Breaker in the steel cage, that's going to put the nail in the coffin. That way he can go on and he can go back to focusing on what he needs to focus on, which is getting the title back that he never lost. I don't think it's going to be that easy. And I think that we still have time. I'd say about 4.5, 5 months worth of time with Seth Rollins versus The Vision before we actually get an ending.
Where do you think that ending's going to happen?
4 games.
No. That's not how you say it. Shame on you. It's War Games.
Okay, Mr. Regal.
If you're going to say it, you got to say it.
Well, look, I've been out in the heat all day, got all this
Worked all
things
day,
going
too.
on. Hey, you know what? You have air conditioning in that truck.
Yes,
I
I
am
do.
stuck in a box that is 17 degrees at the minimum higher in temperature than it is on the outside.
Look, Linda, you chose come snow, rain, sleet, hail, or melting temperatures. That was a personal choice.
I'm aware. And I'm not regretting career decisions. I'm just saying you got to cut me a little bit of slack because I'm a little bit cooked.
All right, fine. Cut you some slack. I personally think it's going to be Seth freaking Rollins. I feel like he's going to get the win on Braun Breaker to surprise everybody because everybody I've talked to has the same opinion that you do that Braun Breaker's going to win. But I think that he catches the beat down afterwards from a freshly healed and completely jacked Bronson Reed after the match.
Okay.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Can you imagine Bronson Reed ripping the door off the cage
Talking
like Kane did?
yeah. Cameron saying Timu has a fan with a built-in cold plate or something.
Yeah, it's too.
Yeah, it's Timu. That's true.
It works really well for the first 30 minutes, and then the battery shuts down.
Fair. And you got an all-day kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Queen of the Ring tournament finals, Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. What you got and why?
I feel like Io is going to win this. I feel like Io is going to win this, and she is going to end up. So okay, Liv, I beat you. I've beaten you now. Now I'm going to take that belt away from you.
I've beaten you once. Now I'm going to take them. Okay, I can see that. I like it. I too think Io Sky is going to win, but I think that Raquel's going to come out and do something to Io, and it's going to look like Roxanne Perez is going to do something to Io too, but she's going to take the belt and hit Liv with it, unbeknownst to Raquel. So Raquel throws Io back in the ring to a I'm knocked out. Liv Morgan, 1, 2, 3. Queen of the Ring.
Okay.
Because that's coming. I need Io to win it. You're over Liv. I get that. Yeah, on accident. Like what happened was kind of thing. King of the Ring tournament finals. Jey Uso versus Oba Femi. What you got?
I got Jay.
Because,
I got crash out warning shot Jay Uso
because
we were going to have a 6'4", 300-pound farmer
Farmer Brock.
that is going to come in and he's going to deal with the 300-pound Nigerian ruler.
Sure. This is where you and I agree completely. I think Jay wins this one. I think that it's Brock that even, I mean, Cameron says it too. Brock helps Jay get the win because he goes after Oba. And I feel like that's what we get. Jey Uso is now king of the ring. Agree wholeheartedly. Now, undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther versus Sami Zayn. My answer may be controversial.
This one actually, how I feel like it should go and how I think it would go are two different things.
Lay it on me. What you got?
Okay. I feel like there needs to be something put in the works to where we have at SummerSlam CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes.
I mean, we dropped that seed right after Mania.
Okay. which leads to the whole other thing that I have. It's a big old tangled web I weave.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes gets by, and then now we have a Sami Zayn versus Gunther feud for SummerSlam.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes. Jay Uso is talking about, oh well, I'm gonna go after Cody, go after the other side of the table. But then he starts to look at how Jacob is getting treated and how he never got treated that way. And I feel like Jay has resentment towards Roman.
Okay.
And it's going to be a Batista Triple H thing. Exactly.
Cameron makes a valid point. You can't have Oba and Brock and Oba and Roman at SummerSlam. Oh, but you can. SummerSlam is 2 nights this year.
No, I'm not saying anything about Oba versus Roman. I'm saying Oba Brock, Jay versus Roman, and then Cody's been planning on this Jey Uso bout for this whole time, and he's like, I don't have a challenger.
See what you did there.
It's clobbering time.
See what you did there. I, however, disagree. Sami Zayn's walking out of that match as champion. And I see the look on your face. No, I'm not crazy. Hear me out. Sami gets somewhat dismissed during this match because Cody and Gunther are going after each other. Sami still gets his stuff in. He gets a haluva kick here and there. So picture this. He hits the haluva kick on Gunther. Cody hits the crossroads on Sami, stands up, gets ready to do something, falls right into the sleeper hold. Cody's out. Cody's almost out. Like, you know, he's about to drop his hand. Sami breaks it up, dumps Gunther, lands on Cody, 1, 2, 3, steals the win.
Woo.
Your new champion is Sami Zayn.
That would make some interesting. That would make some interesting television.
I think that's what we get. That's my prediction, is that Sami Zayn's walking out of this as the new champion.
But then again, what are we doing with Cody after that?
Cody Punk. Cody Gunther. Cody Sami.
Cody Punk is not going to happen unless Cody has the belt.
But see, Cody Punk doesn't need a belt.
I know it doesn't need a belt, but if what's the use in doing it if the championship opportunity doesn't fall from the sky?
Besides, you get Cody Gunther for a little while. You get Cody, and you shop Cody around a little bit, because there is a thing going around that's Cody Rhodes fatigue, and you give him a chance to do a couple of other things, and then you bring him back to get the belt, because I don't think Sami's going to keep it. But that being said, Cameron said, I'm just saying, if Oba wins, that's what the IWC will say. And I'm glad you brought, or will want. And I'm glad you bring up the IWC, because that brings us to our last segment of the evening, that being grinding my gears. I got some things grinding my gears, Mike. That was cool. So here's what's grinding my gears today. Vince Russo and Jonathan Coachman.
Say no more.
I mean, I knew I didn't want to have to say much more, but loud on a broadcast media in front of God and everybody said they honestly, truly believe that Vince McMahon will be running the WWE by 2027.
Oh.
You look it up on YouTube. I can't with these people. Wait, 2026. I can't say these people. Just call them assholes. Or do I have to?
Yeah, you can call them assholes.
Okay, cool. I can't with these assholes. Here's the thing. I mean, I make jokes like that, but Jonathan Coachman knows better. He's been in the business a lot. Well, I mean, granted, he's been away from the business for a little while. Vince Russo doesn't get better, I don't guess. Depending on who you're asking, you ask Corny about it, and he's going to say some things.
See, okay, let's talk. Every time I think of Vince Russo, I give everybody my conspiracy theory on the fall of WCW.
And Russo.
Okay. Vince Russo went over there and did that from his successful run at the WWE.
I will give Vince Russo credit. He was a staple in the creation of the Attitude Era.
Okay. Vince McMahon paid Vince Russo to go right for WCW.
Just, you've told this to me before, and I see the merit in it. I just can't get behind it because I listened to him talk.
Oh, he's still full of shit.
He
He's full of shit.
Bro.
He's so full of
bro.
bro. He's
Bro.
so full, bro. He's so full of shit. I don't know how this man eats.
His eyes are brown. He's so full of himself. I don't think that's the case. I think he went over there to give this to Vince McMahon and failed miserably.
I feel like it was a Grizzly Smith, Jerry Lawler thing.
Could be. It could agree to disagree. Okay. Next thing. Hate all the hate housing. Not a fan. You had that look. What do I mean by hate housing? Let me give you some of the comments I've received. Why are you putting professional wrestling in my basketball? If I wanted to watch wrestling, I'd watch wrestling. For those that aren't aware, I don't know where you have been, but a while back, Danhausen curses Stephen A. Smith and the Knicks. And then a Fanhausen, I believe it was on, I don't remember which platform it was on, but he says, look, Stephen A. Smith, he deserved that. The Knicks didn't. Please uncurse them. Here is human monies. And Danhausen says, well, you paid human monies, so I guess we have kind of a truce. The Knicks are uncursed. And then they went on a 12-game winning streak that included beating the Hawks by an abysmal amount. He was ugly. And then they go on to win the national championship. Or the world championship, I guess. I don't know what classification. I don't watch a lot of basketball.
He's the NBA championship.
Yeah, wins the NBA championship for the first time in 50 years. But people are mad that they're getting wrestling put into their basketball. I bet you most of them are San Antonio fans. That's who the Knicks beat to win.
Sports ball.
Sports ball. And then step out of the basketball side of things. People are pissed off. Why are you bringing back using Danhausen to bring back old gimmicks? We've moved past that. Let the past be the past. Shut up. I am a big fan of the nostalgia housing. The Miz, after he gets shocked and does the whole, what's up? It's funny. Kent Wilson with what he's been doing. Toxic. The best one for me was Matt Cardona, who has explicitly said, I'm not Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is dead. And he pushes the Miz like this a little bit. And the second time he gets shocked, he's like, woo, woo, woo.
Are you okay?
You know it. Like he's doing the old Zack Ryder lines, and it's hilarious, but people are pissed off about it.
Well, 3 words for those people.
For all of the people who have hate housing,
You.
Now, number last thing. Tell me you don't know the business without telling me you don't know the business.
I don't know how to tell you that.
because you know the business. So the thought process is people are upset because they heard that the New Day, in their contract with WWE and in their release from WWE, it's in their contract that if a third party, AEW, TNA, GCW, if they want to put them under contract, WWE gets the option to match that contract before it gets signed. People are mad about this. And then you start hearing things about TNA. TNA's having some problems. There's some people leaving. Tessa Blanchard left. Most recently, Tommy Dreamer left. So people are like, it's a sinking ship. Even Jeff Jarrett. Like, I helped build this thing. And once you see this happening, this thing I'm about to talk about, the writing's on the wall and it's in super glue. That's an exact quote. WWE has what's known as a first right of refusal clause from when they were doing business together. We had the old TNA NXT crossover. First right of refusal clause means simply this: if TNA should happen to come up for sale, WWE has first dibs. Not Tony Khan, not Vince McMahon, not anybody. WWE has first dibs on buying TNA. That's just good business. Why are people complaining about this? I don't understand. Confusion.
We do not have enough time. If only there was enough time.
Let me tell you what we do have enough time for.
What's up?
I am going to surprise you a little bit, and I'm going to introduce our watching public to a man, a myth, the legend. With everybody saying, L.A. Mike. Yeah. That's my boy Mike right there.
Okay.
It's uncanny. You look like LA Knight. That's LA Mike. Yeah.
Okay.
Love
Let
it.
me talk to you.
Yeah. I have a feeling he's going to when we get off the podcast.
Hey, where's my button? Dummy. Yeah.
Cameron saying, hold on, I got to get
So-
past this.
Says somebody got to get a boot and a leg
A
drop.
boot and a leg drop. I mean, it's possible.
Okay, Patrick, you can take that down off the screen now, please.
Well, I just wanted people to see that, you know, Mike does this for a living. Mike's him. That guy.
Okay.
Patrick, you, sir, are the man.
Uh,
Appreciate you. I just had to do it to you, Mike. And I don't want to give away my sources for such pictures, but that person is in the chat. Thank you so much for that. That is going to do it for us tonight, though. We've reached that time. As a matter of fact, we've gone a little bit over. So, Mike, yeah. To the people watching, to the people listening, to the people that may be watching later, in the wrestling world in general, the floor is yours for final thoughts.
well, I guess I got to say, let me talk to you. We got a lot of good things going on. Wrestling is hot right now. Wrestling is good right now. And I enjoy getting to come on and talk about these things with you. You know, it is a little bit of a therapy for me.
I get that. I get that. I'm going to go same thing on my side of final thoughts. This is my therapy. This is my weekly therapy. To get down to talk to you, to get to talk to everybody in the chat, just talk wrestling, talk about something we all love. It's therapy for me. And I can't thank you, Patrick, everybody in the chat. I can't thank any of you enough for giving me this outlet. Like, I love all of you guys because you do this for me and you allow me to hang out with all of you once a week. So I want to thank you for that. Mike, thank you for being here. Patrick, thank you for what you did. Everybody in the chat, everybody that's here, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back right here tomorrow night for the Go Home Show, SmackDown. And then again, Saturday night, 7 o'clock, we'll do a rewatch or a replay watch along of Night of Champions. So if you're watching and you watch it early, no spoilers, because I'm not watching it until we do the watch along. So I hope to see all of you there. That does it for us tonight. Until tomorrow night, I'm Guapo.
I'm Mike Caldwell.
LA Mike. And we're not your average Marks. See you next time. Yeah.